welcome everyone to the Quantum in Zimbabwe initiative. So Quantum in Zimbabwe is something that we're putting together as quantum tech enthusiasts in Zimbabwe, and as well as experts as well. There are also experts that are involved. So it is something that we're putting in place to just move quantum forward in the country. I am Farai Mashandu. I'm the president for OneQuantum Africa. OneQuantum Africa is a chapter of OneQuantum, which is a global community that brings people together to move the quantum field forward. So we bring people together across, disciplinary boundaries, across regional boundaries, and we will feel that if people come together, then we can build an industry that can allow everyone to be successful faster. So beyond OneQuantum Africa, I also think it's very important to build strong local communities in the individual countries. And I, being from Zimbabwe, it has been a pleasure to find a couple of young people who are excited about this field. We have taken quick action to come on board and have some solid achievements to show from that. And like they say, although it sounds like a cliche, but it is true, charity should begin at home. So I always felt that most of my work had to be strongly anchored back home in Zimbabwe. And I'm really grateful that I've been able to find support, and this is how it looks like. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Without wasting your time, I have my own other platforms where I make noise. I will leave this platform to Lorraine to take it off and share with us a story and how quantum is looking like in Zimbabwe, and what is a vision for quantum in Zimbabwe is like, so that we can all know how to support it and how to come together and get that to happen. So yeah, it's really a pleasure, Lorraine, to have you. How's Kariba today? I know we are both in Zimbabwe, but unfortunately on different extremes. How is Kariba today?
Kariba is hot as usual. You know how the temperatures are always different in Kariba, always warm, never cold. So still warm.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I wish I could move from where I am to come to Kariba since winter is approaching. But all the same, thank you very much for doing this. And you can have your platform. So I'm going to mute myself and allow you to take the meeting forward.
Sure. All right. Thank you, Farai. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming and attending this meeting. So this is basically me saying my story from maybe primary school, high school, and how I ended up here where I am in quantum. So, all right. As Farah already mentioned, my name is Lorraine Majiri. I'm an undergraduate at Chino University, and I'm studying information technology. I'm in my third year, which I will complete in July. Then I'll start my fourth year. So I'm also a student at the coding school, taking up an Intro to Quantum Computing course, which is set to complete next month on the 9th of May. Just a side note, I like exercising, especially bike riding, and I like desserts. So my story, in quantum actually began 7 months ago. I think that was in September. So I have a friend that I learned with in high school. Her name is Esther. So Esther shared a link about quantum. He mentioned that there was a OneQuantum Africa meeting, and then I thought, oh, this sounds like something that has tech in it, since I like all things tech. So I decided to follow through and see, how it went on. So on the left corner, this was me. This was A level. So I did my high school at Monte Cassino Girls High. I was there for 6 years. So this was vacation when we were in the final year. We were about to write exams. This was me. I was also a prefect, so I'm a very well-behaved child. And this was orientation. First year, that was 2018. So this was my first year in college, and this was orientation weekend. I was so excited to be in college because, all the things you hear about. This was the first study group I was in. So, one you'd be studying, and for me, one it was when I did my A levels, I took up maths, accounting, business studies, and computing. So I had done fairly well in maths for my ordinary level. And then for advanced level, I thought maybe I should just give it a shot. So I took up maths, and the first 2 weeks were very challenging for me. Like, I was struggling with maths. So I thought, let me ask my teacher if he has an insight or if I could make it or not. So I asked him if I had a future in maths, if I could make it. And he said, yeah, everyone struggles the first few weeks, but don't worry, you get the hang of it. Unfortunately, I never got the hang of it, and I ended up failing maths. But I am grateful that he encouraged me to stay in that class, because in as much as I failed maths, I knew the basic concepts of linear algebra, differentiation, certain mathematical concepts. I got to know them, even though I did not really know how to apply them well enough in my exam to end up passing. But I knew those concepts, such that when I went to college and we did maths involving modules, I knew what was going on. I wasn't as lost because I had managed to be able to participate in a mathematical class. So that helped me, and it made a difference that at least, in as much as it didn't go so well, it helped me in a way, and it helped me. So after I did my A levels, which didn't really have the best of results, I had always loved IT. I was always passionate about it. I think since 5th grade, that was when we got the first computers in primary school. And I remember it was one desktop, and we all took turns switching it on and off. And that was so interesting and so exciting for some reason. I thought that on button and that off button and, the Windows icon, it was very interesting for me. And I think that one computer that we had did not last very long. Obviously, the whole school using it, turning it on and off, for that exposure, it didn't last very long. So that was the end of computing or anything along those lines in primary school. And so in high school, at least I had the opportunity to take it up for 6 years. So yeah, and I did pass computing. So at least I passed something that I loved. So when it came time to choose a program for university, since I already loved computing, I thought, well, IT is the way to go. So I took up IT, and so it's a 4-year program. So my first semester, I went to college with the concept that I'd been told that everyone passes university, like no one fails at all. So I didn't put much effort in studying. Rather, actually, I didn't put effort in studying. I just, attended lectures and, enjoyed college because I had been told nobody fails college, everyone passes. So I didn't know that you actually had to work to pass. So I didn't do so well that semester, my first semester. And that was a wake-up call to me. And I realized if I had to make it, I had to work hard. So the next semester, I went to school, and because I had been told if you fail, well, that means maybe IT is not for you or college is not for you, then maybe you have to change your program or something like that. And I knew deep down that I loved IT and I wanted this. So the next semester I went prepared for learning, and I did work hard, and my grades were good. And the following semester, I kept up the momentum. And then the next semester, well, that was the semester that Corona happened, and then, things shifted and moved, but still, I continued with the program, and I was still doing well because I knew that if I didn't work hard, there were chances that I could be made to leave this. So, I really worked hard, and because I knew this was something that I love, I didn't want to be in a situation whereby I'm doing something and I'm not happy and I'm just working hard for the sake of passing and maybe just getting a job there. I wanted to, work hard because it was something I loved. So I took up IT, and well, I was happy, but not necessarily satisfied. I enjoyed programming, but I wasn't so good at it. So I thought there was something missing, but I didn't know what it was. So I thought if I became a very good programmer, then things would fall into place. I would get that satisfaction that I had been looking for, that I'd been yearning for. So in college, I ended up playing with this boy. So Kevin is good at programming, so he's really good. So I thought if I hang around with him, then probably I would get some skills, learn some things. And well, he was a good teacher. He knew how to really explain coding and make sure that you are motivated to code. So I did that, and I did become better at programming and coding, but still, how they say you don't know what you're missing until you have it. I knew something was missing, but I didn't know what would fill that void. So I thought, okay, maybe let me try programming, because I think in the first few years we did programming, we did networking, we did hardware. So I thought, okay, maybe it's not programming, maybe it's networking. We did networking, still not satisfied. We did hardware and maintenance. It was all fun, opening up machines, seeing the inside and whatnot, but still it was not satisfying enough. And then that's when somehow I would like to refer to it as quantum found me. So when that was last year September. So last year September, like I mentioned before, Esther sent a message saying there's OneQuantum Africa. This is what they do. And then I thought, oh, let me actually just follow up and attend. So when I actually registered for the first meeting, it so happened that same afternoon I had my exam. It was in September. We were supposed to have exams in June, but then because of Corona, they had been postponed to July, then August, then finally September. So we're now writing exams. So I remember writing to Farai, telling him I'm unable to make it for the meeting because I have exams, and he told me, no, it's okay, they're recurring meeting, there's always next week. So I didn't attend the first meeting, but then I did attend the next one, which I think it was Abdul who spoke, and I really felt complete. I was like, wow, I think this is the missing piece. So it's showing potential of being the missing piece of the puzzle. So let me follow through. So there was a link for the coding school that they were having an introduction to quantum computing course. And then, well, I applied. So I think their first enrollment, I think it was about 5,000 students. I think they then, for the second semester, they then pushed up the number. The first semester, it was 5,000 students international. Then I applied, and then I got in, and then I thought, okay, so, here begins the journey. So I did continue, attending the OneQuantum Africa meetings, learning from different people, their quantum stories. I also attended, there was Women in Quantum Summit, if I'm not mistaken, that I attended, and I started to learn and hear what people have their journeys also in quantum, the possibilities of quantum, what it can do, what it's all about. And I was interested, and then I thought, okay, so I think I found my kryptonite. This is my missing piece. Let me hold on to it and follow it through. So I applied, and then I moved. So whilst I had applied for the coding school, so we had just started the semester then. By the time we got this, there was the IBM Quantum Challenge. So the IBM Quantum Challenge, it would happen over 3 weeks. So they would give you sort of like the notes, some notebooks to read on, and then some challenging questions. And it was a challenge for me. I didn't know some of the concepts, rather all of the concepts. The first week we did basic binary type of stuff. So that was the information that I knew. So now they were asking about algorithms, and this seemed so complex for me. But I had to research to find ways, ask around. That's the beauty of the quantum community overall. They are helpful people around. Like I would ask in the Slack channel, in the Discord channels, and you would get help and you'd get assistance. And well, obviously there is the beauty of the internet also, but it was easier if you'd ask someone and then they would share with you that this is how you go about it. So I managed to get a beginner badge from this because I was still very new. So this was it was in the same month that this happened that I applied for the coding school and I got enrolled. I applied to participate in the IBM Quantum Challenge. Then I also applied for the Global Quantum Programming Workshop. So because I thought, let me, if there's an opportunity, let me grab it because, I wasn't so sure where my bread was buttered or, you never know where the, cow is fed. And so I grabbed the opportunities because I was curious. I really wanted to understand what is this quantum? Why are people talking about it? And what's the hype with all this quantum? So I applied for the workshop and I attended. I was the only Zimbabwean. In the 72 countries, 720 participants, but I was the only Zimbabwean. So by being the only Zimbabwean, I thought, okay, I need to ensure that I at least make a difference. I'm trying to put Zimbabwe on the map so that at least this picture, it's better because I can see the Zimbabwean flag. Then if I hadn't applied, then some people might have still not know that Zimbabwe existed. So, anyways, I applied. So after applying, now I had like 3 things going on at the same time. The coding school, they were moving at a rather good pace. Rather, their pace is good. You learn over the weekend, you do your lab, they have your lecture, then you can do your homework. So the pace was good. The run was okay. But the IBM challenge and the Global Quantum Programming Workshop, the two, it was, the information that I got from the workshop, I could apply it at the challenge. But the thing was that I didn't understand some of the things. So it was frustrating. I remember, I think it was on a Thursday, and I think the workshop was running from Monday till I think Saturday. But on the Thursday before the workshop completed, because the programming workshop was a 1 week thing, I was so frustrated and stressed. And at that time, I thought I was going to cry. I was about to cry because I thought this is so overwhelming. But, I took time to, take a breath. I remember asking for help because I was panicking. So, because I thought I can't make it anymore. And I didn't want to give up. That was one thing that was far from me. I thought I could still do it, and I did. So, I soldiered on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I managed. So I completed the workshop and then I got my first diploma. And that was my first diploma, and I was so happy because I had really worked hard for it. There was lack of sleep for me to get it, but anyways, I made it. And then after that, I also got my IBM beginner badge for sure. So I was also happy I got that. But now that I think I have better knowledge, I'm sure the next, you're just trying to improve. I got beginner foundation now, so I'm hoping the next challenge I do better. And that was the end of that period of my quantum journey. That was the time the coding school we had our semester break. And then 2021 began. So that was December. So that was just all that happened from, let me just say, October to December 2020. And then 2021 began. So I had already been in the quantum gear. So, I was ready. So I attended Q India, and then, I managed to get my diploma. I also attended Q Morocco, and then I got my diploma. Now, these workshops, they were a bit more manageable considering that I had a bit of a better foundation that had been laid down for me. So I also got to network, and, I enjoyed it. On the left, this was Rishi, Amea, Esther, Kuda, David, Takura. And, so we were having a meeting in preparation for initiating Kill Zimbabwe. So we're just getting advice from Q India on how they did it. On the right, this was a meeting, like this one that we had for quantum in Zimbabwe also. And it was good, network, get to learn from other people. So after that, this was still early I think the workshops were in February. So around, in the same month in February, I applied for the One Tech World competition. So women in, I think it's, so I applied for the competition, and it was, I applied and then I completely forgot about it, to be honest. I applied when I saw the opportunity, and then I forgot about it. So when I got the email that I won, I was so happy and shocked and surprised, because at first I forgot what it was about. So I had to go back to LinkedIn and maybe check, and then I realized, oh, it was for this, because sometimes you just apply, and then I just thought it was one of those things. I applied and, just thought, no one would, like, chances of me winning were like so slim. So I just thought, I wouldn't win. But I ended up actually being the first winner, and, got a shout out from Oxford Quantum Circuits, which is really good. I got a shout out from their CEO. And, it was good that, we had, the spotlight was on me, and, so it helps, hopefully, motivate others that, we can do this. So I shared my story, how in a short space of time, I had managed to attend all these workshops, work hard, build on the little knowledge that I got, build on the information that I had gotten to get myself, somewhere. That's great. So on this corner, this was the CEO at Oxford Quantum Circuits congratulating me. This was someone who sent me a message saying, congratulations. And, I had managed to inspire him, which I hope I have managed to do for a lot of people. I also got a shout out from Qubit by Qubits, which is good. It's like being announced at assembly. It's just something that's nice and exciting. So I got that. And I also got a shout out from Kelly Springer, and it was amazing. It was good to have the spotlight on me. It was exciting. So after that, after it was now then March. So because of the the coding school, because of the the learning process we're going through slowly, stage by stage, I really got a good foundation in quantum laid, and I kept attending the OneQuantum Africa meetings religiously. And there are people there who share links, there are people who share notes, there are people who explain concepts, and it's a really amazing community. So there I also got to learn about other opportunities, and then I signed up for Q Silver. So Q Silver, I was one of the only, I'm not sure if there was another Zimbabwean, but I think I was the only Zimbabwean that, participated and attended, but it was good. So I attended Silver. It ran through for a week. So Silver does if I can now be a mentor. So I really wanted this opportunity with Silver, such that once I'm a mentor, I could also help other Zimbabweans, teach them about quantum, help other Zimbabweans know about quantum and, learn about it. So it makes it easier that, when they have a mentor, at least there's someone who could, teach them, get them involved, help them have hands-on experience with quantum. So that workshop was complete. I successfully finished it, but we haven't received our diplomas yet, so I can't show that. But it was very challenging. Like this meme says, day 1, 2, 3, 4, it was okay. It was all smiles because it was not as challenging. Day 5 and 6, we had like algorithms, and it was challenging. It was a bit hard. I really, that picture really explains what it was like. Like, you start by smiling and then you're shocked by, the change that has happened. But anyways, I managed, that's like I mentioned before, that's the beauty of a community. There were so many, there are Slack channels, there are Discord channels, and, OneQuantum is, OneQuantum Africa, there are cocktails that are held after the meetings. So during those cocktails, you meet different people, and those different people are experts in different fields. One person is an expert in quantum machine learning, the other maybe in the algorithms, maybe the other in the hardware part, the other in coding, and so on and so on. So when you network with these people, the next time you need help, oh, you remember this person is good at this, and you could ask for help. So that's what happened for me, and I got help and, got assisted, and, I researched and I managed to complete it. So that was, I think, last week rather. So after that, after attending these workshops, we realized, quantum is a very interesting field, and rather it's not quantum is coming, but rather quantum is here, right? So we are going to have the first Kill Zimbabwe Kill Bronze workshop, which will be in June 11 to 13. So Esther will share links for the LinkedIn page so that you can stay up to date. We also have other talks before that to make sure that you stay updated and you understand what is going on and you do not miss out when the time comes, because maybe you might even forget that it's time for that. So Esther will share the links for all of that. And then we also have the first African Quantum Summit and Career Fair that's also coming up soon in May, 12 and 13 May. Then we have the FISTEM event that's also coming up, that's in May. So basically that gets me to today, and that's basically my journey. It hasn't been a very long journey. I mean, it happened in 7 months, but it's what I have managed to achieve in 7 months. They have been, I don't know how, a bunch of 7 months in our lifetimes, but it was these last few 7 months that I managed to make a difference. And why I joined quantum, it was purely curiosity. I was curious. I wondered, what are the possibilities of quantum? And, I thought it sounds interesting. For me, I just thought it sounds interesting. It sounds like something that's techy, something that's, IT related. And, I thought since I'm doing IT, I could be interested. And I was interested. And now I'm hooked, and, it has it has become my drug. So now it's what I'm now passionate about. It's what I hope to have a career in. It's what I hope to have to further my studies in. And one of the reasons why I stayed is because the people I met in quantum were welcoming and were very helpful. Sometimes you get to a place and you don't want to leave because the people there are so nice. It was like that with the quantum communities that I come up with. They are so nice, you don't want to leave. So I thought, well, there's no reason for me to leave, so why not stay? And I stayed. So there are very great opportunities in quantum, and I enjoyed the communities that I joined. The Slack, I joined Slack. I actually didn't know about Slack. Like, I didn't know about it completely, the app. I didn't know about Discord. So yeah, I did learn a lot of things. So, ability is nothing without opportunity, like Napoleon Bonaparte said. So when you get an opportunity, my advice would be don't leave it, or don't say maybe I will wait for the next one, or I'm not ready, or, everything is a risk. There was a risk that, even if I had, applied for quantum or started this quantum journey, there was a risk that I could have, failed at it, like, completely. There was a risk that, it might have just been, I took up IT and, I thought, yeah, if I learn programming, that would complete me. It might have been still I learn it and, still not feel complete. So there was always that risk. But when you get an opportunity, you don't leave it, rather use it. And then maybe after, just realize, okay, maybe this is not, this is not for me. So I advise people to take up opportunities wherever you get them. Don't, let them pass by. There was a story about, someone was told to grab the tail of a bull. So the first one came and then he thought, okay, I'll get the second one. The second one came and then thought, okay, I'll get the next one. Then the last one came and the last one didn't have a tail. So automatically, there was no opportunity left for that person. The opportunity was gone. And for opportunity, it's about decision, because if you wait, if you don't decide, time will decide for you. If you cannot decide whether to board the 9 o'clock plane or not, if 9 o'clock, if it's now 9 o'clock and you're still home, automatically you're left by the plane. So time has decided for you. So make sure when you get an opportunity, you use it. And, it's about a choice to take, the initiative, and you choose to take up that opportunity. And also, I want to put Zimbabwe on the map. Quantum is something that's interesting and exciting and fun and has so many opportunities. And I don't want other Zimbabweans to miss out. Like, I want to help, empower and get as many Zimbabweans as possible on board. I was helped by Zimbabwean. My quantum journey began through other Zimbabweans. It was Esther, and then, I got to know about Mentorship Zimbabwe. I got to know Farai, and then I ended up where I am right now. So, charity begins at home, and it shouldn't end there. So I want my charity to begin here by helping other Zimbabweans understand, the value and the opportunities that quantum comes with. And then my last words and advice would be, it's good to have a good mentor, because it helps you. I've also had other people at other talks mention that also, because you get support. And because sometimes all you need actually is support, because sometimes someone might have been able to achieve someone, but because they didn't have the support they needed, they didn't make it. But a mentor is someone who supports you, advise you, and help you through your journey. And for me, Farah has done an amazing job at that. And, I'm very grateful to have him as a mentor who has been helping me through this journey, and a journey that has just begun, because a journey of 1,000 steps begins with one step. So I've just taken my first steps, and he has been very helpful. And also, it's sometimes things will get hard, and it's totally okay that, because as students, I'm speaking as a student, sometimes studying, or maybe the homework or the assignment you have been given is so hard, you feel I cannot make it, or you feel discouraged. It's totally okay. It happens to all of us. We all go through hard times whereby you feel so much pressure is building up, you're just going to explode, or you cannot even sleep, or you're just sleeping and not resting, something like that. But I'm saying it's okay, it happens. So just try to stay sane, relax, and be happy, because at the end of it all, you have to be happy in life. And one thing that I've learned is hard work pays off, so never give up. When it was we were having Kill Silver, it was hard. It was challenging for me. I really found it very challenging, and I didn't necessarily get much sleep, but I worked hard and I managed to complete it. So sometimes you feel like the hard work you're putting up is not worth it, but it really is worth it. And it makes all the difference. When you put your hard work into it, even at the end, you're also satisfied. So my advice would be, if you're working on something, just don't give up on it. You've got this. Just continue working hard. I've worked hard, and you continue working hard, and definitely you will make it. And well, those are my contact details. Maybe we have questions, or you just want to get in touch to collaborate on something, or to keep the conversation going. You can find me on Twitter as Lorraine Majiri, Instagram Lorraine Majiri, Facebook Lorraine Majiri. It's the same name, unchanged throughout. Email, you just add an 8 to it, but it's lorrainemajiri@gmail.com, on GitHub, on LinkedIn also. So feel free to send me a message or get in touch with me. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. But before I conclude, maybe there are questions, maybe there are uncertainties that other people would want to have, or maybe there are more details on a certain story they want. This is the opportunity. Please feel free to ask. I will also check the chat if there are any questions, but you can unmute and ask any questions if you have any.
Wow, sounds good. Thank you very much for such a captivating story. And well, I've got no more words, otherwise I'll mess it up for you. But anyway, well done for what you have achieved so far, and we hope to see you doing much more. And thank you very much for inspiring the community as well. I think we have seen Quantum getting more real through your efforts, and really appreciate it, and wish more people to take action and get this to be real in Zimbabwe and in Africa as well. So yes, feel free to come in and ask your questions. This is a conversation. We want everybody in the room to get involved. We want you to feel that you belong, and yes, we are here. Let's talk about it. It's a free platform for all to chime in, to share ideas, to ask your questions, to say anything really. So yeah, I see.
Hello, congrats.
Yes, Abdul. Yes, you can take it away.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks for joining us.
I know that I'm an alien right here, but it's always good to see what other communities are preparing. Just to foresee what's going on in Africa.
Very true.
Yeah, I just want to add a commentary of her presentation. Like Lorraine, as you hear the word or the expression of the quantum race, which is between continents, between all of those big players around the world. I think you have just made a new type of race, which is a quantum human race. Because if there was a challenge, if there was a competition of that, you would absolutely win it. Like I still remember the first times we meet on in OneQuantum meetings, and I remember that you still have those doubts that you talked about. You still have those fears, and I still remember like, and I'm just saying, no, just go get it. Like it's not that hard. Just go. And like seeing you, doing all of these accomplishments is just amazing. It's just a proof to anyone out there that it's not impossible at all. You just need to turn on the negative emotion, negative energy into positive impact into the community. Yeah, so thank you very much. That was very inspiring.
Thank you, Abdul. Thank you very much. And I know you've been with us from the beginning, and you've been doing a lot of amazing work. I wish perhaps as the world opens up, perhaps we prevail over COVID. Physical meetings are going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, looking to come to Tripoli or to have you in Zimbabwe sometime.
Absolutely, that would be so fun.
Sounds good. Thanks, man, for joining us. Thanks for your time today as well. I really appreciate it. Right. Anybody else? Let's hear from you. Joe Lamantia, how are you? If you you can unmute yourself and chime in. Let's hear where you're joining us from, and anything else, if ever you're free to do that. Thank you.
I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Hey, Lou. I'm interested. I've always been interested in the world of quantum. I've talked to Lo on many occasions about my ancient knowledge. I was a computer programmer using the languages of COBOL and assembler language and so on in the olden days. And I am impressed by anyone who can, first of all, and I've said this to Lo many times, I'm okay with ones, I'm okay with zeros, on, off, but not both. I don't understand how a bit can be both. Sorry, that's because I'm so old. Anyway, what you are doing, all of you, is to bring the newest, how to say this, the newest ideas of computer programming to the forefront. And I think it's really an impressive situation that it is possible for you to do it.
Thank you very much, Joe, for chiming in. Really appreciate that you could take your time and be with us today. And
just to let you know, I'm actually a long way away from you. I'm in the state of Virginia in the United States, so that's quite a ways off. But still, nonetheless, if you guys can keep working at getting getting more people interested in computer programming, I will be a very happy person, because I think it's a unique opportunity. Sure, for money's good, but it's also a unique opportunity to grow your mind. And I hope that many of the people that are on this Zoom will take the time and do exactly what Lorraine says. Try it out, go for it. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, John. And I wanted to say, when I did computer science in high school, I was programming in COBOL. So in some way, I can relate.
I understand completely. It was a language that was, well, it's still around. Everyone still uses it, believe it or not. I wouldn't be surprised if systems like Facebook and Twitter and so on, somewhere down, deep down in the code, you'll find COBOL. Been around a long time and it's not going anywhere.
For sure, it's still under the hood. Thank you very much for your ideas and for having joined us from across the Atlantic. So really appreciate it.
No problem.
So we want to hear from everyone who's joined us. Yes, let me try to go to Tatenda, Dandanzara. If you're free, you can come through. Let's hear about you, where you're joining us from, and if you've got anything to add, that's okay. But we just want to give you a chance to speak on this platform as well. All right, Tatenda, can you hear me, and can you unmute yourself and just perhaps say hi and let's know a bit about you and where you're joining us from and what you think from this presentation? That's okay. Let me go to Virat. Virat, thanks for joining us. Where are you joining us from, and what do you think? And any ideas, anything else that you want to say as well? Okay, I think that there are people who may be joining and doing other things that we still appreciate it. That's okay. Nicole, yes, thank you. It's our first meeting with you, and we're really honored to have you on, and from so many kilometers away, but you're always closer home because you are ours. So yeah, thank you very much for doing this. Anything that you want to say and comment and add on, that's okay. For some reason, we can't hear you. That's okay. No worries.
How about now?
Exactly, we have you 100%.
Okay, good. Somehow it just does that. Anyway, so good to see you, Lorraine. I went to Monte Cassino Girls as well.
I remember you. Hi.
Exactly. So when you just like, oh, come see this person. Then when you join, you're like, no, I know this person. So I'm really glad to be here. Yeah, my name is Nicole. I am graduating and starting my master's this coming July in Texas. And I'm really excited to be here. Like, I am an environmental research chemist, but I do understand. So what I do is I do modeling. So I study trends. So I have a strong background in computing. So that the data side of things and the chemistry side and geology. So I use data and look at trends and plot. So that's how I ended up taking quantum chemistry, quantum mechanics, and all those programming classes. So I do understand the terms. I will not be able to solve the Schrodinger equation, but I understand things. So I'm really glad and excited to join. This is a really good time. It's 3 p.m. my time, almost 4. So it's a good time and looking forward to continue to connect with you guys.
Our pleasure, Nicole, and we hope to hear more about what you're working on and how we can collaborate to solve problems that are a bit hectic back home. And it's really a pleasure. We just wanted you to know that we love you and stay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was talking to Esther. We were going to do something with the new program they just started. So we'll be working closely. So I am far away and I'm in a transition stage in my life. So I might not be able to be full-time, but whenever I can, I'll be glad to assist.
Sounds good. We can always do with any sort of help and support. We definitely need it. Chandra, how are you today? And
I'm all right.
What's up?
I'm all right. The weather is getting better here, so yeah, I'm happy.
Sounds good.
So I actually had a question for Lorraine, because I attend most of these workshops and challenges, but unfortunately I'm not able to finish most of the time. But what I've noticed is there is a team, people form teams, because most of especially the quantum challenge from the 4 quantum challenge was super challenging. As soon as you finished, you went to it had 3 stages. Stage 2, there you needed to have an appreciation of the programming and the science behind it, things like Grover's algorithm. As soon as it starts getting a bit complex, you realize that you need a mixture of brains. You need people who can program very well, and you need people who understand the science concepts and maybe the math. And most people would be progressing because they come together in the background in small Slack communities. So I'm thinking that the next time that we have a challenge, we could form our own Zimbabwe team where we go in there together, we are helping each other. At least we can all progress to maybe a better level. So it's a question that I'm posing to you as like, what do you think of that idea?
I think it's a very great idea because, you know, teamwork makes things easier rather. And, you know, maybe one person might be stronger at programming, but maybe when it comes to the mathematical concept, it's not as much of their stronghold. So, you know, at least the two put together, it could work better, because I'm sure you realize how much I would send you messages during the IBM challenge, because that was where I actually met André, and I constantly had to ask him for help because, you know, we were happy to realize that, oh, we are actually Zimbabweans and we are there. So, you know, we did help each other, but now I think we could actually do it at a higher level, you know, of assisting each other. And so I think it's a great idea and I'm on board.
Yeah. So can we then have something also on Slack? I noticed that
network.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
I noticed that when you gave your details, you didn't include the Slack, like your name on Slack, like your handle. So maybe if you also would give that, and everyone can join Slack, and then we can already start forming our small community there, so that whenever anything is happening, we can always keep in touch and start our own movement.
Yeah, I actually realized that I forgot that. Yeah, it's just Lorraine M, but yeah, it's good. You know, I began to appreciate teamwork when I think it was a few maybe weeks ago. There was QHack Coalition. They had a challenge, so I didn't have a team, so you could sign up when you didn't have a team, and you know they would you'd list maybe your strengths and your weaknesses, and then they would help you form a team such that, you know, you are somehow balanced. And, you know, we didn't make it as a team, but we shared good ideas, like ideas that even today I could use alone. So, you know, those are some of the benefits of a team. You know, we didn't make it, we didn't even manage to answer the question, but we at least got ways to solve the problem and got to exchange ideas that I'm still using up to date. So, you know, with a team, we could always do that, you know, we make a team, we help each other do whatever progress we make, and, you know, even after, we could still continue and, you know, take it further.
Okay, so maybe the last thing that I'm going to say is everyone who's on here or anyone who's interested, let's then go and register on Slack and get in touch with Lorraine, and then we can already start our own movement where we'll just go through these challenges and life can be a bit easier for all of us.
Sure, sounds good. The other thing, perhaps I'm going to share that perhaps and also give it to Lorraine when the Slack group comes together, so that we have access to the StrangeWorks platform and which I think is really beautiful for collaboration, because it's streamlined to just get people to collaborate and work on code, removing all the other hassles about, you know, dependencies that you need to install, and gives you access to a wide variety of hardware. And I think it will be a great place to collaborate on. I'll be happy to share details on that as we go, as well as the community comes together. But thank you very much for your contribution, Chandra. And yeah, Lorraine, you've got something to do. Yes, Wilson, we can hear also from you if you are comfortable and available to do that. You sound so faint. Sorry, you're sounding faint, perhaps. Yes.
Okay. All right. How about now? Can you hear me?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, I'm Muson Madzinga. I'm actually an uncle to Lorraine. So she has been talking much about quantum physics. So then I saw this message she posted on Facebook, and she also told me to join the link. So unfortunately that I was a bit late since it was said to be 9 o'clock. I think I joined about 10 minutes ago. So I think I really did miss a lot. So I just wanted to hear what it's all about. And I'm into business intelligence, Microsoft Business Intelligence. I graduated in accounting, but then later moved on to IT, but specializing in business intelligence. So anything that is in the IT field, I'm very much interested to just see what it is, and if I'm interested also in it, I can also engage fully. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Wilson, for joining us. The more the merrier. Recently, I had a question from somebody in accounts asking me about where quantum applies. So if we can have you joining and if you're interested, it means that there should be some quantum advantage as well in accounts and finance.
Thank you. That would be lovely.
Sounds good. Thank you, Wilson. I really appreciate it. Tatenda, I hope you now have your audio on. Perhaps let's hear from you where you're joining us from and what you think about the story that Lorraine has shared. Unfortunately, I see you have unmuted yourself, but we can't hear you yet.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now. You can go ahead.
I think the presentation was great. She did really well. What was the question again? Sorry.
I just wanted you to come through to comment about the presentation. If you've got a question, throw it up. And if you've got any comments, suggestions, then also get those to us as well.
Unfortunately, I don't have any question, but I have been looking it up on YouTube about quantum mechanics, quantum computing, and stuff. So I have a basic understanding of what it is all about. But as for me, I would want to know more about quantum computing in the finance aspect of it, rather than the coding stuff, because I'm yet to do coding. Yeah, I think that is just about it.
Sounds good, Agenda. Always a pleasure. Let's stay in touch, and you can keep in touch with Lorraine, with me. You can join the WhatsApp group and find out what is happening. We share a lot of resources there. We also have a newsletter where we share about opportunities in quantum. We share news to just get you a hang of how things are progressing. We share ideas and a lot of other things that I think are helpful to everyone, those beginning and those who are already on their journey to quantum in one way or another. So yeah, thank you for joining us. It's really a pleasure to have you. Virat, where are you joining us from? And if you've got anything to say, I saw you connecting your audio recently. Perhaps you may want to come through.
Hi, I'm from India, and I know Lorraine since last couple of days. I really liked her journey in quantum. My best wishes to Lorraine. And yeah, I joined your WhatsApp group. We'll be in connection. Thank you.
Sounds good, Virat. It's a pleasure to have you from India, and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much for also rooting for Lorraine from the sidelines. I know you've been active on LinkedIn and giving her support in one way or another. I really appreciate it.
Same here. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Ishmael, then we go to Esther, and we hear from Rudo and from Eric as well. Then we wrap up the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Farai. I hope you can hear me.
Very well. We can go ahead.
All right. Yeah. I like the Lorraine's journey. It's quite eye-opening and very interesting, especially trying to juggle between her studies and her educational studies towards a degree in quantum computing. It's quite challenging, and I liked it. I'm actually part of the quantum, trying to find my footing in there, trying to see how I will apply quantum in my areas of specialization. I think I'm one of those people like Joe who at some point used COBOL and also used the assembly. And lately I've transitioned to Microsoft platform, and I'm more into machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence. So I'm looking at how I will apply quantum. So I'm actually interested in learning more about it. Yes, I've been studying a bit of it, trying to get a feel of what it is, especially the multi-state of entities. So in my language, you call it entities, but I'm sure in physics, you call it something else. But, you know, this aspect, trying to transit from viewing things in binary to multi-state. So I'm still learning, I'm still doing studies. And I think through this particular group, I intend to learn more. Thanks a lot. And Lorraine and Esther, please do keep it up. And I like the post and continue tagging me. I could be busy, I may not respond there and there, but please do continue tagging me. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Sounds good, Ishmael. Esther, let's hear from you as well. Then we go to Rudo and Eric.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Lorraine, for the presentation. It was really inspiring and interesting. As for me, on my side, I'm also looking forward to this Slack channel where we get to team up as Zimbabweans and help each other in the areas that are lacking. So thank you, Shantirai, for bringing up that idea, and I look forward to seeing more people on board. I also completed my Q Bronze, and I'm looking forward to the Q Silver events. So that's just like Lorraine, I also become a mentor and help in teaching Zimbabweans more about quantum computing. So that's it from me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Yeah, thank you.
Sounds good. And I should mention that we have the community, thanks to great work that was done by Esther on a platform that has been built by Ishmael and colleagues called Mentorship Zimbabwe. So it takes all of us to move the field forward, and it has grown because of the support from a lot of other people who are here and some who are not here, and I really appreciate it. Yes, Rudo, you can come through, and then we have Eric.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Rudo.
Thank you for the presentation. I'm inspired. I want to say congratulations to you and to Esther, because I learned with you guys, and you're doing something new in Zimbabwe. You're changing the world and doing something you love at the same time. I'm into engineering. I'm actually doing engineering. So I'm hoping that somehow engineering will be changed by your initiative, the quantum computing. And I'm hoping that I will also do the same program so that I can have something to bring to my workplace as well. I'm really inspired, guys. Well done.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Rudo.
Thank you, Rudo. Really appreciate your kind comments, and we hope to figure out ways of supporting you, learning from you, and working with you to move this conversation forward in Zimbabwe and beyond. Eric, you can come through. I know you joined us a bit late, but I hope you caught on what's happening here. It's been Lorraine's presentation, and we want to know where you're joining us from and what you think from the little that you could see when you joined. Okay, so perhaps Eric may not have connected his audio, or may be following while this is doing something else, which is okay. We really appreciate it. So, well, thank you very much, guys, for your time. I'm not sure I will leave it up to Lorraine to tell us the final words and to close the meeting if she feels that it's at a time when we should quit.
All right. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you for the kind words, and I like the diversity of the group, and thank you. I think most of the people here I've known, I know them. People like Wilson is 3-4 houses away. You know, Esther is I've been at school with her. Tatinda is, it's a stone throw away, things like that. So I'm happy that, people are taking this initiative. And I also appreciate the support we've been getting from the people like Farai, Ishmael, Virat, Joe, people who are Shandrai, the seniors in this group. So thank you for the support. Nicole, we are happy to have you on board. Thank you for coming through. So thank you to everyone. And I like that there is diversity. Wilson is into data intelligence. So, stuff like that. Tatenda is into accounting. Rudo is engineering, so engineer Rudo. So at least if we want to come up with something solid, we know we have most fields covered. As Zimbabweans, we don't really need to go outside it. So I'm happy that there is that diversity in the group, and I hope we keep in touch, collaborate, make use of strange works, and apply all our different fields and come up with one great product that will change Zimbabwe. So Farai, thank you for having me. I had a good time, and I hope we all keep in touch on our different various channels that we do keep in touch. And with that, it's 10 p.m. in Zimbabwe, so I would say good night. I'm sure Joe and Nicole, based on where they are, maybe it's afternoon. Virat, it might be late night, I think. But anyways, good afternoon, evening, whichever applies to where you are. So thank you.
Thank you to everyone, and let's sign up for the Quantum in Africa Summit and connect with the global community and make friends. Like, we realized we need them to support us on our journey in one way or another. Just like here, we are supported by an international community as well, and that's the beauty of Quantum. So let's ride on that, and thank you very much for joining. All the best with what's left of the weekend. Sure, bye-bye.
Bye.